It's a beautiful day, people. That series has returned to us. I'm still, like, trying to pull off the glasses, because I still think what's happening right now is I've got a case where I have just physically gone mentally insane, where now my brain, the part of my brain that like processes like visual information, keeps telling me that there's a Hunter x Hunter chapter out today. And I'm still, even with the glasses on there, it's still telling me. So I don't know what's happening, but it has finally returned after so long then. Like, unless I'm fucking crazy, chapter 350 of Hunter x Hunter. Jesus Christ, have we waited this long? I'm still waiting for the next hiatus coming out, and like I think I put on like a bet for like 4 to 8 weeks, and I think that was the bet I put onto there. So we'll still see, like, you know, how far we're gonna get into this chapter. But I gotta say, immediately coming into it, I absolutely love the color page of Kurapika in the suit with the fucking, like, with the giant pot behind him, looking ominous as fuck. And I've got even more better news for you guys about Hunter x Hunter, is that the art is actually good. Like, this is the thing, last time when he came back, his art was actually fucking amazing. Like, it was on, like, real good fucking par. Now, this, I will say, like, from these chapters, these aren't as good as what some of the stuff he did when he came back, but it's still consistent, it's still really good, and it isn't stickmen figures. I feel like maybe Tagashi's kind of realized now that maybe he can't do that anymore. I mean, we could still see a judge saying, like, hey, he could actually still do that. But at the moment, it's like, this is very consistent art for a first chapter. Now, we have got a lot of information to come and, like, browse through this. I've got a entire, I'd like to say, storyboard here about the chapter itself. So, boy oh boy, have we got some stuff to get into. And immediately going into it, I gotta say that happy to see Kurapika return after so long. Good to see him, man. Good to see, you know, with those red eyes going into that rage. And reading, like, some of the chapters, like, I ended up just reading, like, the past 2 chapters, like, of the, like, actual last one, seeing, like, okay, what actually happened since last time? It's been that long. Finding out, and I was like, oh, he wants revenge and all that on this fucking prince because he took all the fucking eyes of his clan and stuff like that. Oh. And he is there with Hanzo, Izanagi, Basho, Melody, and Biscuit, and all of them, he's like, yo, I've called you here today and all that. I want you to take this job for me and all that. You've been brought by here to take the job of guarding these princes, because obviously he wants as many people getting around information as much needed with this whole battle of succession, like, going on between them. And he's obviously after the 4th prince out of all of them. That's the one that he wants the most. He's like, that is the guy right there. I want his fucking neck. Whoever got information on him, or where I can find him, or where anything, I want it. Because that's, in the end of the day, that's all that he cares about. I mean, I try to pronounce the 4th prince as, like, Selenichulai, it's a fucking name to pronounce, trust me, it's a beauty. But even without all of this, I've got to say, one of the most, like, funny things is, like, that was in this chapter. Like, after saying, like, look, guys, like, either way, if you find out if you're with the 4th prince, all I need to do is shake hands with him, do some shit. That's all I really need to do with him. Because obviously, you know, I'm going to use my fucking net abilities. I'm going to fuck him up. Like, since I believe that, like, the conditions was anyone that hurt like, his tribe, and also as well the spiders. I believe that was, like, kind of the whole thing about it. Here's the thing, like, when fucking, like, Biscuit was having a fucking pop at him, saying, nah, you piece of shit, don't forget, I can destroy your ass right here and right now. And you have, like, Killer, like, he's, like, thinking of the time that Killer told him, saying, look, she's fucking fussy, she's a bit of the bitch to handle with. So, honestly, I am even disgusted with this, but honestly, you're the sort of guy that can do it. You gotta get on her good side. And Kurapika literally made that bitch moist. Like, calling her beautiful, young princess. She fucking went immediately head over heels right there, and she was like, alright, I'm doing whatever you say because I'm blushing right now and this is too much for me. I was like, I'm loving it. And when we went throughout the entire, like, information about this voyage and all that, and saying, like, look, once we've got this guy, you can get out of there. That's all you need to do and all that. And he had, like, okay, out of 2 of these choices and all that, this is the one that's probably going to be the closest for me to actually get close to Tsundere, the 4th prince, like that. And it was, like, in between, like, Harkenberg, which was this guy that was, like, he was a genius at 15. He was already at university, but there was rumors of him being, like, targeted for an assassination. And he even once said that Serendich, like, he was like, fuck it, we're just going to call him Ser, right? Because his name is fucking impossible. Either Ser or 4th prince, alright? Because it's fucking impossible. It's like honestly trying to pronounce like Scheherazade at the end. I remember they call it Shiraza or something like that, so we're going with it. But he was saying like the fourth prince was the only one that understood him, and it's like, however though, he's like, I've got to do this choice by instinct, and like, I've got to choose it. I can't do this just thinking about like brain. It's like, it's messing up my mind too much coming into this. And Kurapika ended up taking up Prince Wobble, which, surprise to us, is that he's an infant. He's actually the youngest so far out of all the princes, being the 14th one, and the mother was the one that ended up putting up the request and everything on the board, and they pretty much, to make sure that they didn't get caught out, because like they could change everything they could, like on this like little Facebook thing they were using to search out for this information. However, it's like the only thing that they changed was compensation, because they put anything out, you know, out there about him. It's like that could easily endanger him, and it's like there could be some situation because he can't defend himself. Like, out of everyone out there, it's like, he can. Like, all he's got is his mother, and like she knows that they're the weakest in this like competition of like succession, and she's even said like, I have pretty much like, I don't want this whole bloodlust, because this thing, as Kurapika gets revealed to, it's like, this is a succession battle where they are going to kill each other. And we've seen from past chapters before that these princes are gonna be fucking animals, that they will do this kind of shit to inherit the throne. It's like pretty much how like the actual King Kiru actually wanted it, because he wants someone that is strong to succeed him. He wants, like, you know, raising the child, that is the duty of the wife. Like making them that they're a strong, like, you know, eligible prince. That is what they have. However, the child that believes that no doubt at all that they will be king, that is what is meant to be a prince. That you have not the singlest doubt in your mind that you're going to win this. That there's no worries or concerns or anything whatsoever. And unfortunately, Wobble here, you know, he can. The guy is still in diapers. The guy, like, has, like, the only thing that he thinks about in the morning is, boy, I want some milk from my mum's tits, or, boy, I can't wait to dump ass. Like most children do. Like, does he think about politics? Of course not. Like, I'm sure the guy's hadn't even got 1 year on him yet. Oh yeah, let me think about these politics as I'm in my diapers, you know, just casual stuff like that. The only thing that they've actually even got is like some juicy shit on Hakenberg, and it's like, yeah, that's our only leeway out there, because they think like, out of pretty much most of them, like Hakenberg's probably like one of the most cleverest out of them, and I'm like, he's like the one out of all the princes that's probably gonna, like, he's like, I'd say the most eligible. He's like, he's got the highest standing so far with obviously his political game, because like, this is the thing I like about this. Not all of them have just got raw strength. Like, and this is what I like with some of these battles like that. It's like, you know, not every battle can be won by a fist fight. Sometimes you have to use the old noggin. You have to use people. You have to use your connections. And to be fair, Kurapika is already starting off by, he's using his connections by, one, his master, God and Killerwood's master, his friends that he was associated with during the whole Phantom trope, like, you know, even one person that was in the Hunter exams, Hanzo, with him. Like, I kind of like that situation that is like, this is like how he's managed to get everyone like on his side. It's like, yeah, I've pretty much got all you guys by associates, and it's like, this is what's going to be going down throughout this entire thing. And the whole thing is like, okay, you're going to get your original reward if you keep your mouth shut about this. But if you decide to help us, we are going to like pay you 10 times what, you know, that compensation was that you was actually originally going to have. And I've got to say, especially throughout this chapter, maybe it's because the entirety that we've seen Kurapika, he's been more bloodlusty. Like, this is the one chapter where he's been very, like, cool and composed, and he's not been, like, sitting down at the grave, like at the end of the anime, in the suit, like that, looking like he's going to murder someone. Like, you know, even though his still goal is to murder this prince and fucking get back all the eyes and everything, this is probably the most time that he's playing with a cool head, and that he isn't just going in brash and just like, I mean, with this, especially with the Than trope, like especially with the spiders, like he went in pretty much with like not a cool head. He went absolutely ballistic. Nice to see that Kurapika is actually taking a different approach to this. I like this. This is like very tactical. He is obviously like one of the smarter guys out of the original group. Like, it was pretty much like out of the original group, obviously that Gon just had the raw strength and obviously like his nose and his kind of instincts. The best thing that really was like had the like upstart between, you know, going with Kurapika and also as well Killua. Killua had the experience of being an assassin, and also as well Kurapika had quite a bit of experience on himself already. Maybe not as Kurapika, but you can definitely see with his abilities, with what exactly he has one clear motion intact for what he wants to do. he's near unstoppable just because of like the restrictions that he's made on his name just to go after these guys from the Phantom Trouble and the people that's taken the eyes. It was nice as well, even though we don't like know hardly anything about this woman, is that we pretty much got her entire backstory in like this chapter and finding out about the kid. It's like, she used to be selfish. Like when she got picked up, like she was in poverty and she always dreamed of being rich, she always dreamed of being pampered and stuff. Like pretty much she was spoiled. She was a spoiled fucking brat once that king goes. She was like, oh, like, you know, a bit of dick and all that, and that's all I gotta take and get all this. I'm completely fine. This is the best. I'm living a life right now. But when the child was born, when when Wobble was born, this was the bit that was the turning point for her. She was like, no, this child has changed everything, and there's, you know, there's more to this life than just obviously these kind of things. And I definitely like that. I think that was a kind of cool thing, and Kurapika accepts it after holding the child, and I think this is probably the most nicest thing that he's probably done in a very long time, which is probably holding an infant boy, because I think the last time like he's ever held anyone in his arms, he's probably been trying to snap their neck. The ending of the chapter, we finally get to find out who everyone's got, and in by order right now, because boy oh boy, I've got to read these fucking off here, right on there, yeah. Professional 100% here. Show is the bodyguard to the 7th Prince, Urozurus. Biscuit is guarding the 13th Prince, Mariam. Izanabi is taking care of the 6th Prince, known as Tyson. Hanzo is taking care of the 12th Prince, Momose. Melody is taking care of the 10th Prince, Kacho. Obviously, as we know, Kurapika is taking care of the 14th Prince, Wobble. And then just the very ominous part of the ending of the chapter, and it's like you see that fucking pot there, and I'm like, oh, that piece of shit thing there, and I'm like, it's been a while since we've seen it. Now, I did like this chapter, like, in a way, although I will say, Jesus Christ, reading this chapter, it was pretty long, mind you. I think it was like 25 pages or something. Mind you, we've waited so fucking long, I'd be quite pissed if we got 6 pages. I was expecting, well, to be fair, I think I would have been more satisfied if we had like 5 volumes given to us straight away, but, you know, I highly doubt that case right there, that we was going to get that. Here's the thing with the situation though, it's like, especially with reviewing Hunter x Hunter, don't get me wrong, I enjoyed the parts that I did of reviewing Hunter x Hunter, and especially the anime format's a lot easier, but Jesus Christ, the dialogue. Woo! Like when I was putting on Twitter that a single like box of dialogue of this series has probably more than like an actual chapter of Bleach has sometimes, I wasn't kidding. Like this was about, I'd like to say, a quarter of George R.R. Martin's Game of Thrones books. Like, I'm pretty sure with all of this, a bit of Song of Ice and Fire was in there. I'm joking though for the most part, but that does have its pluses and it does have its negatives. I mean, it does like really take on a lot with the chapter if they're like a lot of people are talking, but then as well, you do get a lot of information. They are kind of thinking about it like strategically and very smartly. And that was kind of the one of the things I liked about this chapter, especially was with Kurapika. It was kind of nice that he's kind of keeping a cool head onto it. I thought he would be on this whole Avenger lustful shit, but he's playing it by the books. I was quite concerned for him because one of the last few times that we generally saw the guy, he was there next to his fucking clan's grave, looking like he was ready to snap. To show you, when he finds this fourth prince, he's gonna snap, but whether or not we'll see that in our lifetime, overall, I still think this was a great chapter to like return to. It was a lot of the stuff that we needed to know, although I would not recommend, unless you've got a fucking memory of a god, that you would read this chapter after not reading it for a while and all that. I tried to, and then I was like, wait a minute, I'm gonna have to go back a couple of chapters and I'm gonna have to read it, and I should have took my friend's advice on that because he did the same thing to the last 10 chapters, and I was like, oh, I'll be fine, I remember some of it. Boy, I did not have a great time remembering like a lot of this because my brain just went, yes. It's still good though. I think I really did enjoy it, and I feel like, yeah, a lot of people are not going to enjoy this, so like the fact that it's like, wow, this is a lot to take in, but once you've finally taken it in, and I was writing it, and like once I like kind of had that second to third read, I was like, oh, okay, I'm starting to get this now, and putting the notes down as I was reading, and then reading back for that third time, with the notes, I was like, okay, this chapter makes sense, I really do like where this is going. Overall, I would give this like an 8.5. Like 8.5 to like, I think this is a really good return for Hunter, but I feel like some people was not probably expecting this, and I think for Kurapika, this is definitely a good change for him, and I really wish that this is just how we go on from the future. I hope that please let Hunter come back for a while. Like I said, Tagashi, I'm giving you the limit of 8 weeks. and then I'll forgive you, and I'll allow you hell of rage. But apart from that, I love the chapter. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Are you happy that Hunter x Hunter's back? I feel relieved to kind of talking about this chapter because fuck me, there was a lot. But that's all from me, so thank you much for watching. As always, you love Hunter x Hunter as much as I do. You hit that like and you hit that subscribe. I'll catch you guys though, and you Hunter fans, next time.